So how did you, hear about this play? How was the audition process like?
I heard about this play actually from Becky Lithgow. Her and I worked together many, many, many years ago when I was a teenager, and I've wanted to be a fairy for a very, very long time.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, right? And, it's one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this. And so, when the opportunity presented itself, I, of course, accepted. And now I'm actually living a dream.
Yeah, and so, your vocal sounded so great in that last song. What type of vocal training did you have?
I've been probably training my voice since I was 2. When I was a little kid, I was in chorus, and, every choir you could get involved in. And ever since I became an adult, I have, after I finished American Idol, I started working with a vocal coach named Ron Anderson. And I have every tape that we ever made, and so I just daily do my warm-ups. This character and every other character I play is that, one, I'm not kissing anybody.
Oh.
We'll start there.
Yeah. That's a big one.
And I get to be the bringer of light, the bringer of good news, and the bringer of hope. And it's a character. So I don't have to talk like myself, and I can talk like something else, and I can explore and play and do all those things that in my mind a fairy does. And I have tons of fairy books and tons of fairy toys as an adult.
Yeah.
These are the things that I've run back to. And so I'm putting all of those things that were in my imagination into this character and actually getting to create her, and it's amazing because I've never been a character before. I've always been just a person.
Yeah, right.
So it's nice.
Talk to Chris, who is Chris Lithgow, who is the writer and producer of the show, and I asked him if have they ever had a Southern character in any of the panels before, but no, because they do them in England or Australia or wherever, and they, the Southern is strictly, Southern American is strictly for us, but they wanted it tailored for an American audience, so they decided to write Nanny Tickle as Southern. And I just went in there, and I don't even know where my voice came from. It was while I was auditioning, I'm going, who am I channeling? It's something from my past, and I kind of figured it out since then. I think it is from this Lily Tomlin skit that I remember from when I was in high school, where she goes, I'm not an actress, but an average, ordinary, everyday housewife, just like yourself. And it was that character, and I go, it must be that, because I've never done this before on stage. So I'm David Engel. I'm playing Nanny Tickle, and Nanny Tickle is Princess Aurora's nanny ever since she was knee-high to a grasshopper. So in the English panto, there's always one character that is very much a character woman, but it's played by a man, and so I'm playing that character. How I found out about this is the producers actually saw me in a show earlier this year at Laguna Playhouse with Leslie Caron, and it was a play. I do a lot of musicals, mostly, but this was a play, and they called me in because they just wanted to see me for it, but they didn't know what part. I thought maybe the king, and then I auditioned for the nanny.
So why was that? Why did you kind of, instead of going towards like the role of the king, more fun? Yeah,
I love doing character work a lot more than doing. It's actually harder for me to play something with less affectation, to like strip it back and be just normal. That's harder for me. Once I'm given lots of stuff to do, I feel much more comfortable, more hidden. And the Nanny Tickle is completely different from who I am. I mean, she's very Southern, and she's completely, well, she's a woman. That's a little bit different.
So I was lucky enough, the Lithgows actually came to me. They'd seen some of my stuff on Nickelodeon and Disney, and they actually offered me the role last year. I was in Pasadena Playhouse's version of Aladdin. What do we call it? Aladdin and his Winter Wish, I think it was. So this year, because of the wonderful experience we had working together, they offered me the role again, Sleeping Beauty. So I was lucky enough not to have to audition. Which is great as an actor.
Very rare, as an actor.
Yeah, so total blast. I work primarily in television, so it's really wonderful to get to do theater at least once a year with these guys.
Yeah.
It's such a different muscle to flex as an actor.
It is. So yeah, if you can touch on kind of the differences between, acting on a television show and then, of course, performing in front of a live audience.
Well, the thing that's so exciting about this specific form of theater, which is British panto, is that it's incredibly improvisational based. So what's exciting about it is no show is similar to the next in that, yes, we're adhering to our script, but there's so much audience feedback. The kids are booing the villain and they're cheering the hero, and especially my character who plays Sleeping Beauty's bodyguard is constantly talking to the crowd. So I think that's what makes it exciting. Where it differs from a film set is,
Take
film
one.
set is safe, right? You get takes, and if you mess up, you get to do it over. Theater, especially theater where you never quite know what's going to happen because of this improv element, it's I think a lot more of a risk as an actor because you kind of have one shot to sort of get it right.
That's true. You get the feedback right away,
it's a
right?
really exciting rush, and there's nothing quite like live performance.